They don't get the two-point conversion and the kickoff by Michael Houston. Glenn Milburn on the return for the Bears. Milburn already with one big punt return for a score, and the crowd cheering. Good coverage by Rob Thomas on the special teams tackle.
Ben Dilfer's not very pleased. You can see he's kind of ticked because of that two-point conversion. It looked like there was some miscommunication. What he did get, besides miscommunication, was some great coverage by Terry Cousins.
There's a penalty marker down at about the 25-yard line. Tom White. We have a face mask penalty against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, it's a 15er also.
Personal foul. Face mask. Number 51. Defense. 15-yard penalty. It's a first down.
So again, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the least penalized team in the NFL last year, and they are over the limit already. We're only in game 3.
Watch Terry Cousins right here, number 21, working on Bryce Hunter. The nice job. Remember, you have 5 yards to get your jam. He gets his jam, and then he gets off it, and the ball's thrown. Now, you can't say anything about that. That's good defense.
That was the missed two-point conversion. Terry Cousins in his second year from South Carolina. And following the face mask penalty, first down for the Bears on their 35-yard line. Eric Kramer's pass out in the flat to Ingram, and he picks up about 7 on the play. Let's take a look now at the Tampa Bay scoring drive. Their first score in the new stadium. It was Riddell Anthony on a 13-yard touchdown catch. 7 first downs. It's more than triple what the Bucs managed in the first half, as Warwick Dunn, who went out late in the first half into the locker room, again heading back underneath the tunnel. 2nd and 7 for the Bears on the 42. Again going with 2 tight ends. Ty Halleck goes in motion, and the handoff to Edgar Bennett, and a fine defensive play. Hardy Nickerson, or I should say Derek Brooks, like Nickerson, having a big game.
Well, what he does is, see, this is where they excel, where you can let them use their speed to run to stuff. If you go right at this group of linebackers, they're not the biggest group. But watch what he does, Derek Brooks, is he sees this and he runs right through. I mean, that's excellent defense. He's having himself another big year. Went to the Pro Bowl a year ago. Really can scoot.
And the crowd finally showing some energy here for the defense. 3rd and 4 coming up. And it's a handoff to Bennett. He gets tripped up by Brooks again.
That's a nice play by Derek Brooks.
And he saved the first down.
That's a big 3rd down. See, they need something to get going here, and Brooks is providing it. 2 plays in a row. And how he does it is not with his size. He uses his eyes and his speed, because what he does is he reads it very quickly. See, you see, it just came in from the side. He read it, diagrammed it, boom, hit it. Diagnosed it, I should say.
He's been in on 11 tackles today. Flag is down as the punt by Sauerbrunn goes out of bounds, but a penalty marker back down at the line of scrimmage. They're going to bring it back.
That was a smelly punt.
Sure was.
Every time I watch Todd Sauerbrunn, they tell me he's having this great year, and every time I watch him, he shakes me. I don't get it.
Holding. Number 5. Kicking team. 10-yard penalty. 4th down.
Well, Tom White has had problems with his microphone all day, and so in any event, the penalty holding called against the Bears, and so the Buccaneers will get a better chance to wind up with good field position. Sauerbrunn, who is off to a great start, and Carl Williams, who in the past 2 years has returned punts for touchdowns against these Bears. And it's going to benefit Tampa Bay. The penalty hurting the Bears. Carl Williams brings it up close to the 40-yard line. Manley making the tackle, and Tampa Bay trailing 15-6. Good field position when we come back. Just under 4 minutes remain here in the 3rd quarter. Dick Stockton along with Matt Millen First game ever played in spanking new Raymond James Stadium. Trent Dilfer, 9 of 15 for 81 yards and a touchdown to Riddell Anthony of 13 yards. Tampa Bay trailing 15-0, now down 15-6. They have the ball on their 38-yard line as they start this drive.
First and 10 Buccaneers from the 38.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and Mike Allstott is the receptor. Dave Moore lining up in the backfield, and the handoff to Allstott. And Allstott moving the pile, picks up about 3 yards on the play. Before the punt, here was Trent Dilfer.
Well, you can see Damian Robinson, 24, is working on Terry Cousins. And they're just going to keep after him. Now the whistle blows, and it should be over. See, that's where you can get a bad penalty. And Dilfer is not going to give up his field position, and he's letting them know exactly what he thinks about it. You know what? I like that. Because to me, that's the way you play football. It's an emotional game, and it's got to mean something to you.
And that's the way you lead a team.
Hey, you just jump in your face. It doesn't matter. You can jump in his face, too. It doesn't make a bit of difference. Just get out there and play.
2nd down and 7. And here is Allstott. Fumbled earlier, and Allstott picks up about 1.5 yards on the play. Mark Thomas and Jim Flanagan in on the play. Next week, it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader with the NFC champion Packers, who won today at Cincinnati, head to Carolina to clash with the Panthers. It's a bye week for them. Then it's a battle between 2 NFC Central rivals as the Vikings travel to Soldier Field to take on the Bears or other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Check your local listings for the game headed for your area. So a big doubleheader next week.
I see Randy Moss had himself another touchdown. You know what? They just let him go deep and let him use his great jumping ability to out-jump guys.
Warwick Dunn is back in the game, and he's in the backfield. The pass is caught by Bryce Hunter. And Bryce Hunter with his first NFL reception.
Bryce Hunter did a great job right there.
Picks up 14 yards.
And he did. He just was working outside on Walt Harris, and he ran him off.
So Bryce Hunter getting congratulations with his first catch of his career. First down for the Buccaneers on the Bear 44-yard line with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay trying to come back in this one. Play fake. And Dilfer has a wide open, great catch by Dave Moore, and he's going to dive in for the touchdown. One-handed catch by Moore, who was wide open on the sideline. 44 yards.
Play action. This time they're just going to take more, and instead of dragging him, they bring him back outside. Because what they're working on, and a tremendous catch, is you're working against the anticipation of the Bear linebacker. See, they're expecting that this guy is going to come all the way across, but instead, he breaks back to the outside, and he gets it obviously wide open, but a tremendous catch for 6 points.
And the longest pass of the year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 44 yards. Michael Houston's kick is good, and the Bears lead at one point 15-0. Now down to 2, 15-13 on a sensational acrobatic one-handed catch by Dave Moore for the Tampa Bay score. And the most enthused, this capacity crowd of 66,000 plus in the inaugural game here at the new stadium in Tampa. These fans came prepared, and they're really enjoying themselves now, although the Bears lead still 15-13. The kickoff, Milburn on the receiving end, a yard in the end zone. Then Milburn looking for some room, and he runs out close to the 30-yard line where Rondy Barber brings him down.
Now I want you to watch. See, they're going to get everybody in here tight. Then they walk the safety up. They're going to try to hit him all the way across the field. Now, normally you take this tight end and drag him. But what they do here is they take him here and go back. See, watch this. Normally you roll with him and anticipate that tight end. But when he breaks to the outside, there's nothing there. And that's not on the linebacker. That's on the coverage.
44-yard touchdown pass. The Bears with a first down on their 29. Kramer's pass too low, intended for Curtis Conway. Right now, let's return to JB in the Fox Network Center in Los Angeles for an NFL update.
Dick and Matt, a pick thrown by Trent Green is capitalized on by Seattle. Ricky Waters takes the pitch 13 yards around the right side of the pay dirt, and Seattle on top of Washington by 10, 11:32 left in the third. Back to Dick and Matt.
That's not a good sign for Washington. I think that defense is going to start to wear it down because that offense isn't scoring any points.
Second down and 10, and the give is to Curtis Enos.
What a nice
Gang
play.
tackling by the Buccaneers, and this is an aroused crowd and defensive unit now.
I'll tell you who's really turned up his game. Derek Brooks has turned up his game. Derek Brooks is always around the football. I tell you what, the big difference I see with him is that he sees things so much better. And he's reading so much better. And he just gets to the football.
Third down and 10 coming up for the Bears. And listen to this crowd on its feet. Ingram is in motion. And Kramer up the middle to Edgar Bennett. And Bennett's going to be stopped short. And the Bears are going to have to punt.
Good defense by the Tampa Bay Bucs. They're not going to give Chicago anything down the field. They're forcing Kramer to have to throw underneath the whole time.
And the momentum of this game has dramatically changed from the Bears side, leading 15-0 at the half. Tampa Bay shut out in the first half in all three of their games, but they have come back big in the third quarter with 2 scores, and that is the end of the third quarter with the score: the Bears 15 and the Buccaneers 13. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.